at, at what age did you start to sing? What age did you finally decide that this is what I want to do?
Well, initially I went to National Academy of Music in Cape Coast, here, because I went to Holy Child School, and I was predominantly a musician, I think. Although I knew I could sing, but you know, you were never really that good. In this country, when I was growing up, singing was not something they taught. It's just something that you just could do. But when I went to the UK and I went to school, I used to sneak off and play at the piano bar in some amazing star-studded venue in London. And I just played the piano, and as time went on, I got signed. Somebody saw me there, asked me to sing a song. I remember it was a song called See the Day at the time. I sang it, quite shy, like a bit like scared. He thought I was talented, moved me away from the piano, got a pianist in, and I started singing by the piano bar. And then I was signed to a huge company called Stockade and Waterman. They signed people like Kylie Minogue, Rick Ashley, all the sort of big pop stars. And initially I was called the Princess. But it wasn't the kind of music I wanted to do. It was more pop, dance oriented. So I wanted to move away from it. And when I left them, they weren't really very happy because they, you know, they spent a lot of money at that time grooming you and whatnot. And here I was, yeah, I just left. And then I found my own way and realized that writing jazz and R&B and just being a performer is what I did best. So I released a few tracks, did well. I think my biggest hit was Friends. And then I started writing for different people. I'm running through it, but the road was long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you actually knew what you wanted to do, even at the time.
Oh, yes.
And so, but a little bit whispered to me that at a point in time, you got in contact with Mr. Waterman, and he is the owner of PWL.
Yes.
And he, at the time, held your hand.
Yes.
And helped you record your first single.
Yes.
And I'm interested in that. I want to know how that came about. How did you meet him?
I met him at when I was playing piano at Stringfellas.
Okay.
And I got introduced to him through Peter Stringfellas. Peter Stringfellas, if you live in UK, anybody knows Peter Stringfellas. And then he took me to Stockade and Waterman, which is PWL. And I recorded my first hit single, which was Now Is the Time. Yes.
I want to hear a little of the song. I just want to hear a line or two from the song.
Okay, I mean, it was a dance track, so it was very repetitive. So it was like, now is the right time to be making love.
Okay.
It's like, you know, it was that kind of a vibe. And I was very lucky, actually. It did so well. I think it hit the world charts, number 23.
Yeah, number 20.
And it just, you know, moved up a little bit, and then we recorded another track. But then dance was not what I wanted to do. I mean, I was young. I really wanted to sing. But then with dance music, it's very repetitive. It's like one line, you know. And there were bits where it's just gotta keep on, you know.
So
it's
it
just
needs
like
that energy.
Yes, you need that. And I'm very
energetic.
on stage. But I wanted more. But he groomed me for 2 years. You know, I think that's the thing. I think in the industry nowadays, people just decide they want to sing and that's it. It doesn't work that way. You really should groom an artist to be a real artist. They need to find themselves, know how to communicate, how to be, so when they're put in any kind of scenario and situations, they can deal with it. My daughter was signed to Warner Brothers, and I'm sure you know that. And they groomed her for 2 years. So they spend money and they pump money into them. So when they step anywhere, they know what they're about, you know, and they understand their music instead of what is thrust upon them.
Definitely.